How is it going, guys? Mutemo here, back again with another video. So guys, of course, we are right here in Photoshop, and today guys I'll show you how I retouch this photo from this to this. You can see what we have right here in the screen. And yeah, what I'll show you the frequency separation. I won't show you I had already removed the blemishes on this photo, so I'll just delete the frequency separation group. So what I had already done, I had removed the blemishes. You can see this was before I had removed the blemishes, and now this after I've removed the blemishes. And what I'll do, I'll duplicate this merged layer. Let's call this merged layer. I'll duplicate this merged layer twice. Control J twice, or Control or Command J twice. Control J twice. Okay, let's rename this to I frequency, and let's rename this to low frequency. Okay, let's disable the I frequency, then go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Let's identify a place in our model skin where we feel the texture is a little bit high, and I guess I'll go with the forehead. I'll push this until I see they disappear, the textures disappear, and I guess 8 is okay. Then say okay. Then go to image, select, enable your eye frequency, then go to image, apply image. You guys remember our image is a 8-bit image. For 8-bit image, instead of blending mode, we subtract. For 16-bit image, instead of using subtract, we use add, but for 8-bit image, we use subtract. Then say okay, and change the blending mode right here to linear light. Perfect. And just create a black and white layer on top of this, like that. Then just disable the black and white and disable the eye texture. Let's select our mixer brush tool, then make sure it's a very clean brush. Clean after every stroke. Wetness 10, load 75, mix 80, and flow 100. 0% 0 degrees, and sample all layers is not selected. So guys, so far so good. Let me zoom out the image slightly to the level where just this normal level, and then just let's select on the low frequency, and then let's brush. I'll brush this area, and then this, and then the whole image. I'll also be rotating my image to make sure I balance the frequency separation. So I just brush this area like this. Brush this area. Don't put so much pressure on your pen. Yep, no, not too much pressure. Just this. Just I'm retouching. I'm doing frequency separation, and you can see I've disabled the eye texture. If I can enable the eye texture, you can see how much we have done so far. I'll put all this in a group after I'm done with frequency separation, so that I can show you how much we have really done. I've rotated. To rotate your image, just press R in your keyboard, and you'll get this rotating tool. So let me just rotate again. To just get your brush, just press B in your keyboard, and your brush will just come back. Just to increase the size of the brush, to increase and decrease the size of brush, use the closing and opening brackets. Guys, you can see how keen I am with this picture, because I don't want to mess up the highlights and the shadows at any given point. You can see how much we're doing. Just increase this brush tool and then just brush there straight to just balance the nose. So far so good. Just press R again to your keyboard to bring back your image straight. Let me zoom my image slightly so that I can see perfectly. Sorry guys, sorry. Just press the engine, continue brushing like this. Some parts the lights wasn't good because my main light had crashed and I had to use my studio lights for this one. And yeah, the results were nice still. The results were very, very nice. There you go. You can see how much you have done to this image so far. Just press, if you want to bring back to your image to the just same straight format, just press crop if you had rotated your image. And what I'm going to do now before I go to the neck, I'll enable my eye texture to see how much you have done, and you can see how much you have done to this image so far. Any remaining blemish I remove immediately I'm done with brushing. So I'll go to the neck and disable my eye texture, then select your mixer brush tool, increase the size, just brush this area like this. Yeah, like that. Let's brush the hand. Perfectly. You can see how I'm really doing it. Frequency separation really helps your photos to stand out and to make them look really amazing. And guys, so far we have done with first step of frequency separation, which is brushing and balancing image. The next step we'll do, I'll come here and select on the low frequency, select my lasso tool, just start by drawing on the forward like this. Then go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and just drag this until you can zoom in this so that you can have a very good view of the blur. Okay, Then just push this until you see it has an effect on the model's skin. Then I guess 24 is okay. Then come to this one side right here. Then let's just paint this area like this. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Then you can reduce to just make sure it doesn't have so much effect. Any remaining blemish, I remove it immediately. I'm done with frequency separation. Then filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Then say okay. Like this right here, like this. Filter, blur, Gaussian. Sorry guys, I just pressed the wrong blur and it's called box blur and I don't want to use that. Sorry. It's called lens blur. I don't really want to use that. I just filter, then blur, then Gaussian blur. Yeah, I guess 16 is okay. Then let's select this area like this. Then go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Guess I'm trying to make it look as uniform as possible. Any remaining, you can see guys how much texture we are remaining with on the model's face, because that was the goal. We have to remain with a very nice texture, because frequency separation should actually not flatten your image to make them look like plastic. Gaussian blur. Push this up to something like 20, 90. Perfect. So guys, let me zoom this out. Guys, you can see so far we have done with frequency separation. We just remaining with removing the just the remaining blemishes, and we'll be done with frequency separation. If I could put all this in a group, then let's select the eye texture and the low texture, then press I, then shift, then low, then just Control G, and also you can see before, after, before we did frequency separation, and before we removed blemishes. After remove blemishes, merge layer, frequency separation. You can see how much we have done to this image to make it look amazing. The next thing I'll do, I'll just remove the remaining now final blemishes, and now our image will be done. So enable the group, then select the eye texture, pick your clone stamp tool, make sure the size of the brush is bigger than the area you are brushing. Press Option if you're using Mac, and Alt if you're using PC, to just sample a clean area and just paste. Sample and paste, sample and paste, sample and paste, sample, paste, sample and paste, sample and paste. I'll just fast forward this side guys, so that we can see, I can see you immediately after this, because I don't want this to take so much of your time. So guys, sorry, that took me some time, but now we are here. And guys, that's just all for our frequency separation today. Let me zoom in my image. You see how much you have done to this image. You can see before frequency separation and before I had removed the blemishes. And that's all for today's video, guys. If you really enjoyed this video and you learned something from it, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up so that my video can be shared to as many people as possible, and that can really help to grow this channel. And see you in the next video as we do dodge and burn to this specific photo. Peace out.